Okay, we've got another one to look at here. But first I want to say, check out this little reel pouch. Oh, beauty. You can ask the customer where he got it from. Really well protected with those little sort of lumps there, foam protection stuff there. Looks good. It's good. So we've got an ABU Revo. Not too sure if the writing has been scraped off or removed at all, but it's all black. So maybe not. Doesn't really matter though. It's a pretty clean little reel. Doesn't need any repairs as such, just a service. Pretty simple to get this side plate off. There's a little switch there, push forward. And then the side plate just comes straight out and no twisting or anything involved. As there is with some of the other little sort of overheads. Spool just pops straight out, and that's fairly clean. Bearing's good. You've got a drop of oil. And that should last another service life, easily. As long as there's not too much water getting into it. But looks okay. And check the function of the level wind. Make sure it's got its full travel, which it has. Put a drop of oil in there, work that along. Don't put grease in these things. It's just a drop of oil like that every now and then is all they need. If you put grease in there, it attracts and traps sand, salt, and eventually just wears out your level wind gear. The whole thing. Drop of oil in the handles. You do this sort of on a regular basis, just single drops in there, work it in. You'll trouble, double, triple the service life of your bearings. We'll pop the handle off now. Handle nut retainer off. I'm not 100% sure that's original because of the colour being silver like that, but anyway, here's what it is. Off with that blind nut. There's a little bit of wear on the top of that nut too, so say it's been off before, but again, no damage, just a little bit of paint missing around the edge of it there. And it all pops off, and underneath there you'll see in a second a washer. That one, don't lose that. It's not fully attached, just attached with a bit of grease. Pop off the drag star, which is not rocket science, as you can see. With clean, no drama. Now here, you want to make sure you take note of the positioning and orientation of all these components as they come off. Especially these bevel bushes, which are the next to off. You'll see from the shape of them that it's fairly important that they go back on the same way they come off. They can be, if you need to adjust your amount of drag, you can turn it around and put it in a couple of different orientations. But you really want to put it back on the same way they come off to keep the same amount of drag. Same amount of drag available. So notice that there's another washer on there as well, which you'll see. You'll see once we get the side plate off. So just to go back on in the same spot. We'll get to that. Spool tension cap off. Click right up inside there. Plastic noise maker. bearing down in there, which is turning freely with the pinion gear. I get these screws off. These screws, there's two different size screws here. It's really important they go back on in the same place they came off because they're different lengths. And if you put a long screw in a short hole, you know what I'm saying? It's fairly obvious. Thanks to a reasonable length. This third one is quite small. Can't really get it mixed up, but if you try and put the wrong one in the wrong hole, you know what she said. This is the body screw to the side. Also holds in the little inspection port there. So the side plate comes away, so you have your body there when that come out. That little port cover. Now, if you have a look here in a second, you'll be able to see that you can see through to the main gear and get a little bit of lubrication on it if you want to without disassembling the reel. That works, but it's not the best idea. The best idea is to disassemble it, lubricate it properly. Let's see, a bit of gunky grease, which has sort of gone waxy, which happens over time with a lot of greases. Just see it around there. There's big blobs of it there, and on the other side of the main gear, there's nothing. We'll see that right. First, we'll find this little washer here that needs to go in with the bevel washers that came off earlier. No bearings in good nick. There's the anti-reverse in the tube. None of these bearings make any noise, so I'll get a drop of oil, maybe 2 for this one. That's a slightly bigger bearing than the rest. Work it in. This one in here also. It's probably 1 drop. We'll put 1 drop in this one. And work that in. And that's pretty much it for this right hand side plate. Good. Open that side. Let's have a look at this pinion gear. It's putting a pinion gear and yoke out first. The little springs there. Don't lose them. So many little things not to lose in these reels. The yoke and pinion gear comes out of one. You can see more of that sort of waxy, gunky grease, which we'll have to clean it off. Off with the main gear. You can see the washer between the main gear and the backup and the reverse there. It's not a carbon fibre one, it's some red material. I don't know why they don't use carbon tex or carbon fibre in there, but that's it. This all looks pretty good. We'll get a drop of oil in all the pivoting places and thin coating of grease on the metal parts, just to provide a barrier. I know I say it quite a bit, but yeah. A couple of drops of grease in strategic places. Grease, oil, machine oil in strategic places. Yep. Put a dab of grease just on the metal parts, just for a barrier. So it's easy for you to say. That spring and these screw heads as well. Don't really need a lot of lubrication on those nylon gears, but get a bit on the screw heads. Just so that down the track, the next serviceman will go, they were easy to get out, thanks to that guy who did it before. That's that done. And cleaning these up now with our secret sauce. So, yeah, you can see all the, I don't know, it's kind of like, it's waxy. It's the grease that's probably been in there since factory. So, we'll just put all that into the little cup there and give it a clean. Not too sure why Shimano insist on using that different material for the under main gear washer there, but they do, and that's that. We'll get all these out and give this main gear a look at. It looks a bit discoloured, but it doesn't appear to be any pitting in it, so we'll give her a clean up and see how it comes up. Should be fine. And those Carbon Tex drag washers look to be in good order. They'll just get it clean and a re-grease with drag grease, and they'll be good to go. This little bloke here sort of locates into those holes there. So that's what it looks like now, and we'll have a look at it after. Give them all a bit of spit and polish with this cleaning substance, which I won't name at the moment, but it's very good. That'll go in there, get a little bit of a brush over, and then get a brush, and a shake and a rinse. The difference will be night and day. Well, there you go, a little bit of corny magic for you, but that's it all cleaned up. A little bit of staining on there, very faint staining, but that's fine. It's basically not pitted, so a bit of polish up and everything's cleaned up now and ready for reassembly. So we'll first put back on this backup anti-reverse. It's a backup anti-reverse. It's also the actuator for the free spool release. So it sort of serves two functions. A little bit of grease there. I don't want to say the word, but you know what it is. Just a film. There I said it. That little dog sits in its own little recess nicely there where it can't sort of pop out. Just an anti-corrosive coating there. There's no sort of lubrication required there as such, but just to stop that corrosion, or not stop it necessarily, but at least slow it down. Same notes here. Bit of lubrication around there where it spins in the yoke. Bit up there. You'll notice I don't put any on the gear faces though, because as normal, the pinion gear will pick up its lubrication from the main gear. That's a specific ceramic gear grease, which we'll see shortly. So this is the gear grease that I talked about, and I've talked about before. Only comes in a small pot, but that's because you only use a minimal amount of it, just on the gear faces only. Been using it for quite a couple of years now, and it's very good. Does its job admirably. It doesn't, here we go, coffee time. It doesn't restrict the movement of the gears in these Baitcasters, which some greases, if they're too heavy, can make things a little tougher to wind. They do the same. They do the lubrication job okay, but they just make the operation of the reel just a little bit tighter. This doesn't. And you can see now where that's contacted the pinion gear, and a couple of rotations of that main gear, and the pinion gear will pick up the lubrication that it needs. And this can go away now because we don't need that again. This plastic bit, those four little plugs there, line up with the four holes in the main gear, and just to locate it, stop it from spinning, because that's how the system works. These eared carbon fibre drag washers locate in there so they don't spin, and the metal washers are keyed to the main shaft, so the metal washers spin between the carbon fibre washers, that's the function. That's the basis of how these drags work, and seems to work fairly well. Other drag systems in other reels have sort of slightly different designs. They all work. Back on with those two little springs. One drop of oil on each one. Tend not to put grease on these. Tend to put just oil on them. It gunks up too much if you put grease on there for some reason. I'm not too sure exactly why, but anyway, I'm with the anti-reverse in a tube, and then the side plate can go on. It's a fairly easy fit on these reels, nothing to line up as such. Just clicks into place, or just click, but hops into place. And then your body screws can go back on. Remember the different size screws from the beginning? Well, this is the smaller one. It goes in there. And that's pretty much it. The other two are the same size. The same size as each other. So they can go in either hole, obviously. And nip them down. Self-tapping screws. So, not required. Also Loctite not required. And that's pretty much it. That's well for the side plate anyway. That's back on. Well, we've still got the one inspection port cover and screw on the outside. That'll be it. That's a simple operation. That just sits there on its own. And receives its screw, which is a self-tapper, so again, no Loctite. And no tighten these because they're just self-tapping screws screwing into plastic, so you over tighten them. Strip out really easy. There's that first washer that we commented on earlier. Here goes the bevel washers, which we also talked about. Clicker plate. A little bit of grease. Don't need a lot. You don't need to spread it all the way out because the drag star will spread that out for you. On with the little tension cap and clicker. Just be careful not to cross thread because nothing good comes from that. And that goes on and just gets wind the mount off a little bit. On with the drag star. That goes down until it sort of feels the clicker underneath, and then you sort of have to sort of force it on. No, not force it on, that's the wrong term, but you encourage it on until it goes down and you'll feel it. You feel the little clicking mechanism go inside. There you have it. On with the handle, with that washer in place. Just goes down firmly. A little tweak, not too much. Just enough to locate that hole. Just adjust it a little bit, one back fraction. the nut retainer hole lines up. In with the screw, which does get a little bit of Loctite on it, just a tiny bit, but enough to hold it in place, because with the ones with screws like that, if you don't Loctite them, they will fall out and go in the bottom of the boat or in the sand, and you lose them. So a little bit of blue Loctite, it's a good insurance there. It all goes in. It's in a bit snugly, obviously. Slide cap on, push, click, and that's it. It's as easy as that to get these side plates on it. And we're done. A little bit of adjustment to the spool tension cap, but that's a using that spool tensioner that's something for another video. But effectively, that's it. So if you've made it this far, thanks very much. Please subscribe, like, and what's that other thing? Hype, something, I don't know. I didn't even know how to use it, but we'll see. Anyway, cheers.